Hey y'all. So, today is September 10th. It is World Suicide Prevention Day. And this day is really important to me because it is the anniversary of when I tried to take my own life. 7 years ago, I sat in my room and I was done. Um, it's, it's hard to think about. Um, Feeling like that, it's hard to remember what that felt like. Um, as you know, I've talked about in previous videos, I used to self-harm a lot. And that just wasn't doing it for me. I was just stuck in this depression. I couldn't see a way out of it other than suicide. I really just wanted everything that was hurting to be done. I just felt so much pain for a variety of reasons. Um, but I just wanted it to be over, and I won't talk about how or what I did because that's not important. Um, I remember sitting in my room that night, um, and one small part of me wanted to hold on to life because I decided while I was sitting there, like, I'm gonna do this now. I texted all the contacts in my phone, what would you do if I died? I think I got maybe 5 or 6 responses. Um, out of all the people I sent it to, and 3 people responded and recognized kind of the signs that it was a more serious thing than just a question. Um, and I am forever thankful for those 3 people for jumping into action and essentially saving my life. Um, I chose September 10th because it was leading into September 11th, and the way I saw it was um, it doesn't matter. It's just, people spend September 11th mourning the loss of thousands of people, and no one's going to notice me in that. And that's why I chose this day. I was 16. I remember the day I turned 15, I said, okay, I just have to turn 16 because 16 to me was like a good milestone age to make it to. If I made it to my sweet 16, if I made it to get my driver's license, then that was enough. I didn't have to do any more life. That was like the end goal for me, was 16. So then I turned 16, and because the day I'm talking about was leading up to my 17th birthday, so I had been 16 for all of 2010. Um, I spent that whole year thinking about it, planning it. I remember I made goodbye videos a lot of times. Just me just sobbing on video and saying I'm sorry to my parents and my sister and my friends. Um, I never. I'm glad that I don't have any files of that to watch because that'd be hard. I just remember feeling really out of options. Um, I decided that that day was going to be my last day, and I didn't want any more. And you know what? Yes, people stopped me. And yes, I realized, okay, I have a purpose in life and I'm important to more people than I realize. But that doesn't mean that I snapped out of it that quickly. Um, Suicidal thoughts controlled my life for a very long time. It was kind of like this comforting thought in the back of my mind that, okay, if I can't handle this, I can always just kill myself. If I can't get through college, I can always just kill myself. If I can't figure out what I'm doing after school, I can just kill myself. And I always used to say that if I could kill myself, without hurting the people that I cared about, I would do it in a heartbeat. That's what I always thought about. I didn't want to hurt the people in my life, but I didn't want a life. Um, and last time I had suicidal thoughts was not just 2010. It was the last time I really, really contemplated my life was in November of 2015. I, as you guys know, was struggling a lot with my gender and trying to figure that out, and I was at a breaking point of I don't want to be alive anymore. And I remember I was feeling so suicidal. I mean, I was actively suicidal that day, and I didn't tell anybody. I just got in my car and I was just gonna drive away and do the deed somewhere, and but I ended up driving to this place, this pond, and I was walking around and I just kind of or got my thoughts together and realized, okay, I can't do this, you know. But I, you know, for a little while there was thinking about it. I remember every time I felt suicidal throughout the rest of high school, I would go to this river and just sit there and stare at the water and think about what would happen if I jumped in and drowned. And then I would not do anything. And this is really like a rambling video because, I don't know, I'm very distracted in my head because thinking back to this kind of stuff is really challenging and hard, emotional. Just remember the absolute desperation that I was in, especially 7 years ago. I was done. And every year I think to myself, why do I keep posting about this? Why do I keep talking about it? I feel like people are sick of me talking about it by now because every year I post about it because it's important to post about. And I start to think like maybe people are sick of me talking about it. But you know what? I'm not going to stop talking about it because, you know what, every year that social media exists and that I can post about it, I'm going to post about it on this day. I had no idea when I chose September 10th that that was World Suicide Prevention Day. I think that some weird universe thing happened in that for me to talk about this every year, about why this day is important, and to have it be the only anniversary of my attempt, I can't not talk about it. I guess what I have to say is it does get better. It's not a quick road, it's not an easy road, but it does get better. If I had died that day, I would have never known what it was like to be happy, what it was like to be Liam. And I'm thankful that I'm alive every day, and even though it was really, really hard for years and years after that, I got through that. And one of my most favorite quotes in life, the reason that I have this tattoo, it says strength, I know it's backwards, is your struggles develop your strengths. And that has been what I live by since that day. Your struggles develop your strengths. And never give up. That's my other motto. But my heart genuinely hurts for people that are thinking about suicide, that have lost loved ones to suicide, and for people that are thinking about suicide right now. My heart goes out to those people. And I don't really know how to wrap this up, but that's my life. That's why this day is significant to me, and that, you know, talking about it is the only way that anything's ever going to change. Okay, I need to stop talking about it now because I feel really heavy and I need to go to bed. Alright guys, hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll talk to you next time.